On October 17th, we will commemorate the United Nations International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, a day to honor the millions of people around the world enduring the silent and sustained violence of poverty. In 2023, we are highlighting decent work and social protection as drivers in achieving dignity in practice. The right to work has been promised to all of us in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and reaffirmed in the binding international human rights law, as well as in the Agenda 2030, the global goals of the United Nations. And yet, the reality of decent work and social protection for the people who are living in extreme poverty is far from the promise. Many people in poverty work in the informal economy, unregistered, unrecognized, and unprotected under labor legislation, facing difficult and dangerous conditions every day. The most excluded have no choice but to accept unacceptable situations and are often seen and treated as disposable. Despite working long hours in difficult conditions and holding multiple jobs, many are unable to earn enough to support themselves and their families. The most excluded perform useful jobs. For example, they have been trendsetters in repair, reuse, recycle, decades before the circular or the green economy concept became popular. Despite their economic, social, environmental contribution, their work is not recognized or even dismissed by society. Women, who form a majority of the informal labor force, are likely to be the lowest paid, most marginalized, and more susceptible to harassment at work. Again, despite women's work contributing to family, to society, and to the larger economy, the care and household work is unrecognized, unpaid, undervalued, and often left out of policy agendas. Over the next decade, 1 billion young people will enter the job market, but for most of them, the prospect of finding decent work is grim. To build a brighter future for the young, for the people left behind, for all of us, we call for decent work. Work that offers a fair wage, a living wage in safe working conditions. Decent work that unleashes the potential of the circular economy. Work that can be found in disinvested neighborhoods where the most excluded live. Decent work that enables control over income earned and transforms unequal power relations at the workplace. Decent work that addresses the hidden dimensions of poverty, one that promotes social cohesion by inviting the excluded individuals back to public life. Decent work that promotes income security so that people can confidently plan their future and lift themselves out of persistent poverty. Life's journey is full of uncertainties, and everyone, including those outside the labor force, the children, the elderly, and the people who are not able to work, have a right to income security, to be protected against poverty and risks to livelihood and well-being. There is so much wealth in this world, and it's only a matter of taking the right policy choices so that universal social protection can become a reality. In designing social protection schemes, we must do so not in the fancy offices of the ministers or the policymakers, but in the homes, in the communities, and the disinvested neighborhoods of the rights holders, with their full involvement so that funds are not wasted in complex administrative practices, but effectively reach where they are most needed. October 17th shines a ray of hope, a day for the furthest behind to take their rightful place as first priority in policy decisions, a day to remind us to use human dignity as our compass, a day to join hands and pledge to work together to achieve dignity in practice for everyone. Thank you.